Let me know if you can see me and hear me, and let me know if I'm there at all. Is Greta here? What's she saying? Come on, I'm hiding in the staff room. Fuck. Hi, everybody! Fuck. Let me know if you can hear me. Yes, you're all good. Okay. What the fuck is up? I cannot believe that music video exists. I think it's definitely the craziest thing we've ever made. Huge shout out to Greta Isaac, who is hiding in the bathroom at her job. She directed this video with me. She is everything. Greta's love, Greta's life. And I wish she could be here with me celebrating this moment. But instead, she's crouching beside a toilet, maybe with headphones on, and just living life. Okay, cool. Wow, I can see that Rufus is in the chat. Rufus is someone who lent me a water gun for this music video. I'm going to talk a lot about the props in this. There were a lot of props to source. Cool. Okay, well, I'm just glad it's working. Tech Queen, she gets it right sometimes. I feel like, since Greta is in the chat, which it will only be for a few minutes, maybe we should ask Greta a question or two. I think the chat is moving just slow enough that she might see them. So, it was a labor of love, this video. It was a small team, a small but mighty team, slightly bigger than we had a More Like You. More Like You was like so few people. There was like 4 or 5 of us there. There were more involved for this. The main hard-hitting legends is Rufus. Hi, thank you for the water gun, Rufus. You're in the thank yous of the video description. I don't know if you saw, but anyone that helped me with the prop, you got a shout out in the mentions. So yeah, the main people behind making this video happen: Greta Isaac, director, incredible, one of my best friends in the world. Blake Temple, who shot and edited the video. Johnny Marchetta is the guy who gave it an incredible grade, which I think made it come together so much. Video, it's a new world for me. I can't say that I fully understand it all, but seeing the difference in the feeling that the video gave me before and after the grade was really interesting. It just, yeah, it's sort of brought it into the kind of clumsy, weird, Wes Anderson-y kind of space that we wanted it to occupy. I'll chat a little bit about the kind of things we were referencing. I think a few of you picked up on the fact that there were definite, like, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead vibes as well. That was also very deliberate. I wanted it to feel very British. I think we all wanted it to feel very British. So it was filmed in a town in Surrey called Sheer, which someone else actually picked up on as well. You can actually see there's like a town. There's actually a little town like sign somewhere in the background. We did not have the town to ourselves. We had a lot of people stopping and asking, like, what are you up to? And there wasn't always an easy answer. There never is. You just have to be like, oh, just filming something, you know? And we're like bringing these boys around. They've got like contact lenses and they look like really scary, and we're like trying to keep them away from children. That's the reality. Sheer oi oi. Yeah, so Greta is just the best. I love her so much. She's one of my best friends and favorite people to ever live. And she helps bring these ideas to life in a way that no one else could, truly. And also helps me just with everything. I think it's because of her that I really enjoy this visual side of what I do. And it's so far from music that it's really easy to be like, why do I have to take photos and do videos? Because I'm just a musician. What has that got to do with that? And I think it's Greta that has helped me really take like a lot of ownership and just find it really fun again. So that's really big. I feel like Greta said something there. I'm trying to like keep track of her in the chat. So good. Keeping away from children. It's a student project. Yeah, we said that a lot that day. It's a student project. In many ways it is. We're all students of life in many ways. Greta, I wish you were here. I wish you were here, but you're here in spirit. So me and Greta, what do we know? First of all, and all will become clear in a couple of weeks, but I'm announcing a very big project soon, and it's the date of that project got moved. Sound familiar? Date of that project got moved back, which meant that we had enough time for an unexpected single, a surprise single, and Zombie was that single. So this video is pulled together at extremely short notice, and it started as a conversation between me and Greta. Did we want to return to the one-shot style of More Like You and Pretending, which worked so well for those videos? There's something really challenging about a one-take video that I like. I like that you can watch it at the end of the day and be like, we got it, you know. And it's usually about so much more than the shot. It's about the feet and the choreography of it. And with Pretending, the video in the bathroom at the party, there were so many moving parts in terms of like where people needed to stand, and like all of that had to be so choreographed that the vibe is so good at the end of the day, because once you get it, everyone's like, oh my god, we did it, you know. But you're like making sure in the meantime not to put like a foot out of place. And then More Like You obviously was my dancing debut. Yeah, that was my dancing follow-up. And that, there were fewer people in that. There was just me and Hannah, the dancer, in that. But Blake, who also shot More Like You as well as Zombie, he was essentially a character in his own right. Like, he basically had to do a dance himself when we did that music video, and he was like stepping over me, and then we had to avoid his shadow, and like it came with all these other challenges. And then we came to this one, and me and Greta tried to imagine a music video where this video could be a one shot, and immediately Greta thought of Running. I think Greta's really good at concept on a really like immediate level, and then on like seeing it through and detailed like execution level. And I think just having that like initial thing to leapfrog off is so amazing, because in a way More Like You started because Greta was like, I think there should be dancing, and then this one started because Greta was like, I think there should be running, you know. And once you get like this really simple movement that matches the pace and the energy of the song, then you start to fill in the blanks, you know. Then you think, where am I running to? Where am I running from? Where is the running set? Where am I going to be running? What am I going to be wearing? Am I running with a purpose? What is that purpose? Then you can start to fill in the blanks. But it was definitely Greta that came up with the original thing of like, you should be running. I was pretty scared to run. I mean, I run. But I was scared to look stupid running. It's kind of like hard to look hot running, and I don't think I look, you know, hot running in this video. But, you know, it's easy to just look stupid, and I'm always up for looking stupid. But I was like, do I want a whole video of me looking stupid? Like, probably not. So then we started to fill in the blanks, and it's like, okay, we want running. We know we want to keep up with a video pace. I want quick cuts. Okay, we move away from the one shot idea. Where am I running to? Who else is around? Then we start to like fill in the blanks and start to storyboard, which took a couple of weeks. And because we had such a short I'm a runner. Because we had such a short time to pull it together, we're kind of storyboarding at the same time as we're starting to source props, at the same time as we're starting to contact people to build the team. Reb Day, who may also be in the chat, I saw her earlier, she produced this video and was a huge help in the lead up and on the day, because there were people to look after and these sweet zombie boys that needed some TLC and to be shown where to go. And we did 2 shoot days, and the second one, which is when the zombie boys came to town, that day was amazing, but it was really busy, and there's a lot of shots in this video. We had a lot that we needed to get, so it was just, Reb really helped to keep that day moving. And there's so many roles a producer can do. It can be as simple as sorting out locations. Like, we were lucky in the sense that it was filmed outside, so we didn't have to secure location, but we needed a location for everyone to be based for the day. We needed everyone to be contacted in advance with all of the like COVID regulations. Yep. Help contacting. We did a Zoom with the boys in advance so everyone knew what they were in for, because I felt it was unfair to get all the boys there and then on the day be like, by the way, I'm gonna shoot you with a water gun up at the top of a hill and it's freezing. Thanks for coming. So Reb was great in just like getting everyone coordinated and prepped and keeping it moving, you know, greasing the wheels. And she helped us with a couple of props and it was just brilliant vibe. She's so good at life and she's just a great personality to be around. So that was Reb who produced. And Reb has produced loads of amazing videos for Dodie as well. She's an amazing musician in her own right, so she's kind of one of those people that's like unfairly good at everything. I see a couple questions. I don't know if Gret's still there. Might be a little hard to ask Gret questions. Maybe she's in there already. Reb has such a chaotic energy in videos, but behind the scenes she seems so adult. How does she do it? Because she's a girl that can do both. Yeah. She's also hilarious. She is also hilarious. She's all the things. So, we love Reb. So yeah, who else was on the team that feels really very crucial? Yeah, I want to give another shout out to Blake. This entire video is shot by Blake, so both the Steadicam footage and the drone shots were shot by Blake. That is like two completely different styles of filming, of editing. Blake was doing the job of about 3 to 5 people and doing it extremely well and also just like being funny. Blake is so sick. And him and Greta as well as a team are so dynamic. They get each other so well. It's magic when those two are on a set together, I think. So yeah, the drone was a pretty new toy of Blake's. He got it like a couple weeks before. He tested it out on a couple things, and we took the drone shots on the first day, the first of 2 shoot days. Me, Gret, and Blake went out there, did the drone shots, did the running shots, and that day was really fun because it was just the 3 of us. We knew what shots we wanted, but we also could just make up a lot as we went. And there's actually a little part, if you go back and watch the video, Blake is in it. His shadow is the zombie that sort of towards the beginning stumbles in the background. So that shot was great. So, you know, Cody OPs. It's also Blake's name that I cross out on the list. So there's a couple of like really quick fire shots when I have the map at the beginning, and I put the stones in the corner to weigh it down out of my bag, and then I take this notebook out. I cross out Blake's name, so I thought that was like a fun Easter egg. And that shot, what film did we reference? It's the Moonrise Kingdom. There's a shot in Moonrise Kingdom where he takes like really big map, and it's this POV shot where he's looking down and just getting to grips with it. And I felt again it was just like so Wes to have that. And so our map was a nod to that. Gret also designed the map, by the way. I should have brought the map. Gret designed the map. She's so good. She designed the map. I love it. I might try and give the map away. Maybe I'll do a couple of giveaways. There's so many props from this video that could, some of which will need a home. Someone said I haven't watched the video yet. No spoilers. Well, I mean, go and watch it. I'm gonna spoil everything for you. So let's take a couple questions. What do you want to know about this video? No question is off limits. I will just keep an eye on the chat and see. The POV map shot is absolutely Wes Anderson. That was the moment I realised where you got your inspiration. Definitely. But I think of Wes as a very American style of shooting, so I think our 2 main sort of references visually dipping into a bit of Wes, but like more British, you know, more British. Someone says, do you have any tour plans? Well, Dylan, it's not about the music video, but I will answer your question. Yes. Yes, I do. I can't tell you what they are, though. What? Why is the zombie listening to the Smiths? Okay, that's a good question. All right, pause the rest of the questions because I'm going to miss them. So let me just chat. First of all, I'd like to ask people, actually, what do you think the concept is? Before I tell you, I just want to know how obvious it is. Can someone sum it up for me? Like, what am I doing in the video apart from running? There's a little lag, so I'm just waiting. Were you fighting the toxic masculinity with manly tears? Zombie boys get into a water fight with a legend Orla. Wizard of Oz melting past boyfriends, repressed emotions due to toxic masculinity. Finding out which guy isn't a zombie. It's like you're capturing their emotions and making them feel it. That's it. I think that's the best summary out of all those. You're capturing their emotions and making them feel it. So yeah, basically this song is about being around someone, being with someone who, for whatever reason, just like can't express emotions. And so you know that they're feeling them, but it's just like poker face, doesn't get past there. And you can see how built up they are, whether they're fucking angry or sad, like whatever it is. They're just not letting them, they're not expressing them. So they are just like, and that's kind of where the zombie analogy came from, is that they're just not even human. So let's spam with the storyboard. Storyboard. You want the storyboard? I don't know how to get the storyboard into my... Let me rant and then I'll put the storyboard up. Give me like 2 minutes. So... What was I saying? Oh yeah, so songs about someone, being with someone that can't express their emotions, how frustrating that is. But ultimately it's not meant to be like condemning that person. It's meant to be... it's not meant to be a condemning person. It's meant to be like... people who feel, for whatever reason, that they can't express themselves, whether they're guys or girls. Like, yes, they're zombie boys. Yes, the song is about a boy, but I think this kind of goes for everyone. There's usually a reason, and I have a huge amount of sympathy for those people, and sometimes I am that person. So, you know, this video isn't like a man-hating, boy-hating, all men are trash video at all. It's way more like, when people are like that, especially boys, it's because of a societal thing, a much bigger thing that tells them that they're not allowed to express themselves or be sad or be vulnerable or whatever. So, like in the song, I wanted you to kind of like warm to the zombies in a way, but also find them to be like an eye roll, you know. So they never wanted them to be like intimidating, but I did want them to be like someone who might frustrate you. So anyway, yeah, songs about squashing all your feelings down. Also, one day they all come to the surface and you just like explode in spectacular chaos, which did happen, by the way, to the boy in question. So, the song's about that, and the scream at the end and that moment is meant to be like the release. I wanted it to sound like how that release would feel after years and years of squashing your feelings down, how it would feel to just like run outside and be like, ah! So we came to the music video. We knew as a start we wanted running. We knew as a start we wanted to film it here somewhere in the UK. I mean, not that we have much choice, but we did want that as a deliberate thing. And we knew we wanted there to be zombie boys. And then we started delving into like, who are these boys? Are they super butch? Are they intimidating? Am I scared of them? No. They have to be zombie soft boys. That became clear. That became clear before there was a reason for it to be clear. Timothy Chalamet, eat your heart out. we didn't want them to be zombies like in this way, lean into all the tropes. Obviously they have contact lenses, a little bit disheveled makeup, but they're way more just like grunty boys. And I think of Timothée Chalamet in Lady Bird sitting in the car park telling Saoirse Ronan's character about how he's never gonna get a cell phone because they're fucking listening to us, man. And I just like love that kind of boy as the model for this. These sensitive types who you think would be the most in touch with their emotions, but some aren't always. It's not always the case. So yeah, that was our brief. We wanted them to be poetry reading, songwriting, jeans wearing, Vans wearing, took behind the ear, zombie soft boys. And the idea is that it's such a rare moment when these boys cry that I, as the zombie rescue ranger, is gonna focus on that. No. Oh, it's also... Oh, wow, it looks so weird in the light. Anyway, me as the zombie rescue ranger, self-appointed, is going to find those moments when they cry. I'm always on the lookout because it's such a rare thing. And I'm going to collect them in these little glass vials, and then I'm going to round them up at the end, and I'm going to save them from themselves, and I'm going to let them feel everything they've been bottling up. And then right at the end, we end on a shot of Mark, who's like a great friend of ours and so funny. I can't believe the video ends on a shot of Mark. And the idea is that I've set them free. I've allowed them to feel the feelings they were bottling up. And now they're not zombies anymore. They're just real boys. They're just real boys. Can we get that Patches merch? I love that idea. I think that's a really... Would people like that? You could put on your jeans, you could put on your jacket. We could all be zombie rescue rangers. My friend Aaron designed this at extremely short notice. He pulled this together in like a day. And I don't know if you can see because it's not going to focus, but you know what? It might focus on... Oh, there was no sound. Sorry, I didn't set up the audio on the other camera. Whatever. Anyway, there's a tear on one side and there's fire in the other because when all your body's burning up and the tears. So, I'm back on the main camera. Anyway, Greta wants me to find the storyboard, which is going to take me like 2 minutes. So, bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves, and I'm going to get some of these storyboards up that Greta drew because they're actually incredible. What's that in the cup? H2O, baby. Although I should be celebrating with something stronger, perhaps. Just getting these storyboards up. Someone said I'm going to watch the music video again. The music video is only 3 minutes long, so this is quite a good opportunity to watch it if you want to flick back. And then I'll show you these storyboards. Okay, bear with me. I'm just going to go to my stall screen. Like 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I don't know how to set it up when you're on that screen, sorry. I could show you my phone, but it seems like such a shame to miss the detail. Alright. Push it down. You know? Imagine how cathartic that's gonna feel when we just yell it at the gigs. Oh no, they're in a weird format. Gosh darn it. Gonna have to screenshot them. Alright, take two. I have this stupid idea that all Orla fans must be good people. I can stand behind this. It's been a while since I've gigged, so it's been a while since I've like met any of you in person, but every single person that has ever supported me at a show or a tour or come on tour almost always goes out of their way to say how great and how funny everyone that comes to my shows are. And it's true. When I meet people at merch, I'm like, I would just hang out with all these people, you know. There's no difference. We're all like very similar, I think. Okay, almost there. Bear with. I'm trying to be tech queen. Think of how impressed you'll be by me when I do it. Oh, hey, yeah. Hey, look, 2 at once, is it? Okay, there's black bars, but whatever. So, here's an example. I'm gonna have to go over here. Here's an example of a storyboard that Greta made. There was like about 6 or 7 of these sheets. She individually drew the squares before she realized that she didn't have to do that, but that's fine. And this is the kind of thing that we start with, and this is how we like anchor ourselves on the day, because there's so many shots we have to get, there's just no way that we would remember them. So me and Greta made this. Well, Greta made it. I made a note of whether it was like a close-up shot or a mid shot or a wide, which kind of informs what lens Blake will use on the day. And we just imagine it up, and we just listen to the song, pause every now and then, attach the songs to the beats we wanted to make the cuts on. That was pretty important to us because it's such a rhythmic song that it was such a shame not to like tap into that and go, cut, you're not a bad guy, cut, and let's do them all the damn time, cut. You know, so we knew in advance of shooting it that we wanted to do that, and being so precise about it, although it can be risky if you rely on a shot that doesn't happen, it means that you're not performing the whole song in every single setup, because you know that you just want this second line of the second verse in that setup. So it saves you a lot of time and it helps you just like keep you anchored on the day. I'm not kidding, I would put prints of this on my wall. This would be such a sick print. My favorite thing is how Greta has drawn me running, which is in the top left. So this scene, I mean, we've only just seen the video, so I don't know if this is like too specific, but this is the sequence going into the second verse when we see the zombies for the first time, and there's 2 of them sitting at a bus stop. I creep around from behind the wall. The actual shot we got, I was on the other side, doesn't matter. I creep around with that like stick that I found. I spot this first zombie boy, who is like our best friend Martin, just like the best, who looks so cool in those contacts. Like, it looks like he should always be wearing them. And he's listening to the Smiths. That was another question from someone. Why is he listening to the Smiths? I don't know. That just seemed like some like soft boy, sad boy thing that you would do. So he's listening to the Smiths. His eyes start to well up. I'm like, here we go. And I drop in with my little glass vial. And I collect them, and then off I go to the next one. These sequences were so quick. We actually shot way more of the zombie boys than we even needed. There was another boy called Naveed at the bus stop, and we shot a sequence with him where he had headphones. Like, originally it zoomed in, had Martin's moment with the cassette player, and then Naveed turned to him and he went, I wonder why this guy's crying. He took the headset, put it on, and then he had the same reaction, and then I collected his as well. But in the end, we had to cut those things, which was really hard because Naveed is amazing and like looked the part and was perfect, but we just ran out of time. So obviously a good problem to have 2 more, but yeah. How many miles did you run when you're filming this? I don't know how many miles, but my step count over the 2 days was 35,000, 40,000, like between the 2 days. It was like, it was intense. The Smiths remind me of 500 Days of Summer. Yeah, I feel like that 500 Days of Summer is like not quite the model, not quite the type, but like also not far away. Let's see if I can show you like another one. But yeah, so these were more ones that Greta made. Let's see, what's this one? Okay, so this one is the end sequence. You don't really need to see that much of me, but so this is the end sequence. This is when I get the water guns and I load them into my bandolier, and that's another huge shout out to Jade Hennessy, the stylist for this video, who I think nailed to a T the like punky Girl Scout vibe that we gave her. I think it was one of the most specific styling briefs I've ever given. You know, usually it's like, oh, I like orange and I like short tops. You know, you usually just give like a couple things, maybe make a Pinterest, but we were like, hey Jade, can you dress me like a punky Girl Scout and also make a bandolier of tiny glass bottles for the last scene? And then like Jade, being the like absolute legend that she is, was like, yeah, sure. Didn't question us, you know. I love the color palette. I love the color palette too. So yeah, this is when I go into the woods. This was our second location, so we moved from the town Sheer to Leith Hill, which was like a 20-minute drive away. It was where we ended the day, and that was really the only other like main location. We had different spots around the town, but we were like in the town for most of the day, and then we went to Leith Hill for the final scene. And I was nervous we would lose the light. I was nervous we would get shut down for filming there. But it was good. All good. So, yeah, I scramble. I get my bullets, and then we get this scene ready for action. Bam. Bam. I put the badge on. Bam. Get these guys on. Bam. Get the guns up. And that was so fun to film. I mean, these are like pretty much the last shots we did of the day. So we were like pretty wiped out, tired at this point, but again, we just knew that that sequence would be so crucial for just bridging the gap between the two locations and just like giving me this purpose that I needed to have for this last bit. And then here I am just shooting them down. Originally I had some goggles. I should have brought the goggles. I looked so I looked so stupid in the goggles. I cannot tell you how weird I looked. You know, and I said at the top, like, I don't mind not looking hot all the time. Who cares? But they had like snorkeling vibes. Like, it just would have been bad. So we ditched the goggles in the end. And then the zombie boys fall down in slow motion. And then I take the goggles up, which I didn't do. And then I walk away and I walk over them. And I've saved them. You know, they're set free, I'm set free, everything is fine, you know? So yeah. That was some storyboards. I don't know if Greta's still here. But sorry to be that person, but where's the beret from? The beret belongs to Dodie. And the satchel belongs to Dodie. In fact, it's Dodie's Harry Potter satchel. That's a big part of why we had to cover it up with this badge, because it just has like a Gryffindor crest on it. I like love all these little things. Like, I know you don't think of them when you watch a video. You're just like, oh cool, she's got a satchel. But like in real life, you're like, okay, you just make these like really weird lists, and you're like, okay, we got a satchel, I gotta get the water guns, I picked up the compass from some girl, some binoculars which didn't fit in the end. It's just like so funny knowing how many like weird small details go into it, but yeah, that's also good. Of course the beret and satchel. beret? Yeah, she's really a hat person. I could be a hat person. Maybe after this video I could be a hat person. Maybe not that kind of hat. I don't know if I could just like pull that off with the rest of my wardrobe, but Lauren has some pretty sick hats. I could be a hat person. Maybe. I would love to see those storyboards on the Patreon. Wink. Sure. Yeah, if Gret's happy for me to do that, it'd be fun. What else can I show you? This is kind of fun, doing a little slideshow. I haven't answered many questions though, so maybe hit me with some cues. Are you going to sell the patches? I mean, I wasn't until you said that you wanted them, and then I thought, sure. Yeah, it might take me like a little while to get it sorted, but I will look into it, and if you guys want them, I'll get you some patches, yeah. I remember your Insta story asking for props. I was so confused. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone was confused. My like personal Facebook was even more hectic because I was asking for the like really specific stuff. Anyone that's friends with me on Facebook must just think like I'm so weird. So Dodie's style is punky Girl Scout. No, Dodie's style is Dodie's style, but those props taken out of context, you know. I also had obviously like some scouting patches on my arm, like, you know, it's all about context. How long have you known Greta? 6 years? Maybe coming up on 7? We lived together in the first 2 years of being in London, and yeah, originally she toured with me in the band, and then over the years I've sang for her, she's sang for me, she's made these music videos with me, she's just like my best friend. I love her so much. I'm a little bit late, might have missed this. Where did you film it? We filmed it in Sheer in Surrey. Shout out to anyone who saw us that day and thought we were weird. What did the locals say? We did some research in advance, and there are quite a few things that are filmed there, so I think to some extent, because it's such a like interesting looking town, really beautiful, very like Tudor-esque buildings, like really of a different era architecture, so I think to some extent the locals are probably quite used to people filming there. We definitely got a lot of people being confused about Blake's drone. But I think generally everyone was really nice, and there was a few people that we met along the way that like asked about the music video and just wanted to be in it. Like we had people just on the day being like, do you need extra people? It was like so cool. Sheer is pretty used to it. Oh, here we go. Sheer local. Yeah, I can imagine that. It's a really pretty town, so I'm sure a lot of things are filmed there. Was the song written recently, or has it been in the works for a while? It was written last year. Yeah. It was one of the last songs I wrote for this group of songs, though, so it's probably like August last year. Are you gonna save the Q&A I've missed most? Yeah, sure. If you want it, you can have it. What a cute t-shirt. Thank you. It's new. Reb's got a question. What was your favorite part of the video to shoot? Probably the last scene. I was just so. Also, it was forecast to heavily rain for the zombie shoot day. Actually, for both days. And Reb was really insightful because she has worked on videos before where it was raining, and she was kind of reassuring us, and she was like, you know, rain doesn't usually it doesn't usually show on camera. Like, you can't actually tell it's raining. Obviously you can tell if you look wet, but the actual rain doesn't really show. So that was like kind of reassuring, but I just thought that the morale would be bad if I took everyone up to like the top of this hill when it was raining and like shot them and made them even more cold and wet. You know, just like the vibe on the day I just thought was gonna be like really grim. But it was really nice. The weather was nice. It was overcast, which is perfect for filming. You actually don't really want it to be too sunny. And The vibe was like so good. The vibe between the zombie boys, who all did not know each other before this day, well, most didn't know each other, was so supportive. Like, they were in the location we were based, putting in the contact lenses, which was like kind of difficult. And one of them would put the contact lenses in, and the others would like, come on. So I didn't answer, but yeah, I think the dancing scene was really fun to film. The like wide shot. We didn't plan for that in the storyboard. It was just like something that I wanted to get as like a safety thing on the day, because it's nice to have like B-roll performance shots to like patch up the shots if you have a gap in your storyboard that you wanted to fill that doesn't work. So we just did a kind of on the spot performance shot all the way through of me and the zombies, and I was so tired at that point of the day, and Greta was dancing behind the camera so that I wouldn't feel like really stupid, because obviously the zombies just had to stand there. So I was like, so, and Greta was like, I'll dance with you so you don't feel weird. So there's like a video that Rab has on her phone where I'm just like fucking going for it, and then Greta is like behind the camera just like the zombie boy outfits were so iconic. Oh yeah, another great highlight was being on the Zoom with the zombie boys and saying, you know, this is the vibe, stripy t-shirts, skinny jeans, band t-shirts, flannel shirts, Vans, dirty Converse, chains. And I'm like watching these boys like respond, and I'm like, so does anyone have anything like that? And you know, almost all of them were like, yeah, this is my normal wardrobe, so yeah, I've got loads of options. I want that video now. Yeah, I'll find that video of Greta dancing. Let me show you that vid if you can, if you want it. Oh yeah, please do. I do have it somewhere, but send it to me again. Did the boys style themselves? They styled their bass options themselves. So yeah, they brought the clothes. I thought it was perfect. Like the detail they went to as well. Like Nick, who's the busking zombie, he came with this like plectrum necklace that was just like incredible. Yeah, most of the bass stuff they brought themselves. Jade like helped bring it together, like accessorize them, oversaw it, but they did a lot of the work themselves. Yeah, the painted nails, such a good detail. What did your parents say about you starting a career as an indie artist? Well, I didn't necessarily say, hi, can I start a career as an indie artist? I just knew I wanted to do music. Started like that vague. I probably, to be honest, I thought when I started, I probably didn't even know I wanted to be an indie artist. You know, I think I thought right at the beginning that I was on a path to one day signing a record deal. And for a long time, being an indie artist wasn't necessarily a choice. It was just a default. Like now it's a choice, but back then it just was what I had to do for the beginning. And yeah, they were really good about it. Really supportive, very lucky. My dad is like, he's on it. I got a text from someone today saying that he's been texting into radio stations at home that are playing Zombie, and he's like, love this tune, but I think I'm biased because I'm her dad. So I don't know if Mick's on the chat. Sometimes he's on the chat, but no, they actually like could not be more supportive. I'm very, very lucky in that sense. It's a scary thing though when your kid wants to do a weird, unpredictable job. Like if I had a kid and they wanted to be a musician, I obviously would be supportive, but I'd also be like, really? I'd be like, ooh, really? Definitely? You definitely want to do that? Okay. You know? Because I know how tough it is as well as fun and whatever. Where's your outfit from? This is from Urban Outfitters, this top. And I've got pretty much zombie boy bottom. Bless your dad. Yeah, bless Mick. Anyone that knows me in real life knows, or maybe just anywhere, knows that I have a real soft spot for like sensitive men expressing their emotions. God, that's kind of what Zombie's about, isn't it? The zombie boy is the opposite of the kind of like older man that I find just really gets me. And Yeah, that I think big part of that is Mick. He's just so precious. Can you teach us the chords? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's yeah, I'll just do it like this. The chords are so easy to this song, you wouldn't believe it. And I'll put them up maybe in the next few days. I'll put them up like ultimate guitar style, like with the lyrics beside them. So the verse is G, little hammer on to C. Just do that. And then I do a little, out of the C, I kind of do a little hammer on the B. You don't have to really do that, but you can. So the verse is really just C and G. Not a bad guy, not a bad guy, but you do this all the damn time. Oh, you're quiet and you fight it. You don't know how to feel. All of this rage in your hand, cast on down from your old man, and now somehow it's my fault. So basically C and G, G and C in the verse, and then it goes to this pre-bit, which is like a G, and oh, who is this monster on the phone? It's just C. Dragged upon your testosterone, E minor, back to G with a walk, and I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, A minor, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, C. So a couple more chords in the pre, but like all easy. And then we go to super major chorus again, which is G and C and a little bit of D. Oh, and only your body's burning up, when only your body's burning up, you live like a zombie, turn it off, push it down and it comes back round again. When your body's burning up, when all, sometimes I'm going to the F sharp, when only your body's burning up, you live like a zombie, turn it off, push it down. So if you're going to the second verse, it would be the same thing all over again. But if you're going to the outro, we go to like different key, I think. Oh, A minor, C, G, B flat, A minor again, and then to F. Push it down. It's higher than that. When all your body's burning up, when all your body's burning up, you live like a zombie, turn it off. You know? And then it goes back to the F. So it does the like chorus melody, but over these weird like inverted versions of the chords. And that's just a voice memo at the end of the song. Like we just punched in a voice memo as a placeholder, and like straight away Tom, producer, was like, this voice memo is just gonna end up in the song, isn't it? I was like, yeah. Probably. I think we tried to like re-record it, and it's classic, he just ended up leaving it in. Cool. I've been streaming for a while, so maybe I'll just do a quick zomb acoustic and then take like a couple more questions and then out of here, you know? Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Not a bad guy, not a bad guy, but you do this all the damn time. You go quiet and you fight it. You don't know how to feel. All of this rage in your hands, passed on down from your old man, and now somehow it's my fault. Oh, who is this monster on the phone? Jacked upon your testosterone. signs, take your time. Cause babe, what's yours is mine. All your drama and your trauma that you hide from the boys. If I say that I'll stay, then I'll stay. But I can't sit and watch you wasting away. Oh, when all of your body's burning up, when all of your body's burning up, you live like a zombie, turn it off, push it down, and it comes back round again. When your body's burning up, when all of your body's burning up, you live like a zombie, turn it off and push it down. Push it down. When all of your body's burning up, when all of your body's burning up, you live like a zombie, turn it off, push it down. When all of your body's burning up, when all of your body's burning up, you live like a zombie, turn it off and push it down. Out of all songs, that song is like every part of it doesn't even want you to play it acoustically because it like, I miss those drums, you know, but it still works. That was quite a spontaneous thing on the day when we recorded it to put in that. Originally it just went straight to the, well, originally it was like very piano-y, so it was like kind of Springsteen-y, I guess. It was like, all of your body's burning up, when all of your body's burning up, you live like a zombie, turn it off and push it down. You know, it's like that kind of vibe. And it would have been fine, but it was like kind of cheesy, and I wanted it to be more, well, we all wanted it to be more raucous and a bit more just like indie feeling, I guess. So we went away from that, and then Pete Miles, who owns the Middle Farm Studios in Devon, where we recorded the album, he is really good at just like when he knows that you're stuck with something, he's really good at being like, I'm just going to drop something in your head, you know, or I'm just going to put a weird guitar beside you that might inspire you, or like, I'm just going to give you this reverb, and he's just really good at like giving a little wild card or like a little thought when you need it. And he was like, I'm just going to say, I think you could be more interesting with this outro, you know, and then he just like pieced out and left me and Tom to it, and so we were like, let's put new chords in, let's put a like change of mood in. So I'm really glad that he did that, because I really love it. Zombie piano version, when? It would sound so Springsteen. I don't know if it would work. The bass on the track, yep, played by Pete Danes. Really hard to play because we were basically asking him to play it like in the second verse when it's like guitar bass. He has to be like, like really sporadic, pokey, irregular playing, and it was like really weird. I was like, Pete, I know that you're like a really good bassist, but like I really don't want you to be a really good bassist. I want you to imagine that you're in like a school band just like trashing the school hall talent show, and just kind of like sloppy but like so much energy. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I feel like I've been here for long enough. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching the video, watching the premiere with me, and I will be putting a lot of this like behind the scenes extra stuff up online over the next couple of days. And yeah, just thank you for being so nice. Thank you. Please comment on the video. No, it sounds stupid, but like YouTube algorithm is savage, so if you were there in the chat, please go back, leave me a comment, tell me how much you love it or how much you hate it. It all helps. Okay, cool. All right, well, have a great evening. Thank you for having me, and push it down. push it down, you know? Okay, bye. When all your body. Oh, I don't know how to end it. Sorry, I'm never going to end it.